it all made sense when I was learning it for the first time, but when I had to apply and use it in a question, I often found myself getting stuck. A question on UWorld, what are you supposed to look for in order to get to the right diagnosis? So when I was trying to learn lysosomal storage disorders for probably the 100th time, so that's why all my videos include questions. Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to tell you guys the resources that I use for specific topics that I found difficult for the USMLE. So let's start with biostatistics. My primary resource for biostatistics was Kaplan. The issue with biostats is that it all made sense when I was learning it for the first time, but when I had to apply and use it in a question, I often found myself getting stuck. So I feel like for biostats, it's not just important to learn the concept, you should also know how to apply it in a question. If you feel the same about biostatistics, you have to check out Randy Neal's biostatistics review. The videos are for free, I've linked them in the description. So in Randy Neal's videos, he doesn't just teach you the concepts, he also tells you how to approach questions. So the videos are basically a series of questions. So what I used to do is that I'd open the video, then I'll try to solve the question on my own first. Then I'd watch the video and see how he approached the question. And then I'll sort of compare and then figure out what I'm supposed to do differently. And this really helped me because I feel like the approach is super important. So make sure you check that out if you feel biostats is one of your weaker subjects. And while watching these YouTube videos, it felt like I was not doing it alone, I was doing it with him, so it made things much more easy. Secondly, for biochemistry, I feel in biochemistry there's a lot to memorize, like all the Krebs cycle, then there is your electron transport chain and all of that. And above all, I feel like lysosomal storage disorders are the hardest for me, because in lysosomal storage disorders I feel like there's a combination of completely unrelated symptoms, so that's why I personally found it difficult. So when I was trying to learn lysosomal storage disorders for probably the 100th time, I asked you guys on Instagram for suggestions and tips to study this topic. That's when one of our followers from Instagram suggested Picmonic, and I swear it has been really amazing because I feel like in Picmonic everything is explained in form of a cartoon. You get to learn the whole disease in form of a story.
Fabry's disease, we use this air freshener called Febreze, the true odor eliminator. And this bottle is streaking across a starry night, spritzing freshness over a wedding below. The groom is quite the catch, an ex-man with recessive chocolates for his bride-to-be, because this disease is X-linked recessive. So this ex-man from
what you do is first listen to the story and then go to the video. Then once you remember the story and correlate the symbols with each part of it, the entire disorder is complete. And once you're done, you can also test yourself by seeing if you're able to remember each of them. And then you can also take a quiz on this. So that way your knowledge on this particular topic is complete. You know that you know it in and out. When there is no connection between certain things, you need to make a story in order to connect all of them, and that's what Picmonic does for us. And I have good news for y'all that I've currently partnered with them for a giveaway, so make sure you check that out. I will link that in the description as well. It's on my Instagram, and you will be able to win around 6 months of Picmonic subscription for free. You can also use the link in my description for a 20% off. So Sketchy was a part of my primary as well as secondary resource. This is because I watched all the videos for Sketchy microbiology, but I just watched a few for pharmacology. So come on, unpopular opinion, but I personally find microbiology harder than pharmacology. I feel like in pharmacology, at least you know that if things end with RIL, you know it's an ACE inhibitor, or if it ends with OLOL, you know it's a beta blocker, something like that. But in microbiology, there's bacitracin sensitive, bacitracin resistance, and there's so many tiny details. I personally feel like pharmacology is easier, so that's so Sketchy for microbio was in my primary resource because I used all the videos, but Sketchy Pharm is a part of my secondary resource because I used it only for the drugs that I found difficult to remember. Sketchy Pharm is also taught with cartoons. You'll also get a whole review of it along with a quiz. Again, for physiology, my primary resource was Kaplan. But the thing is, with Kaplan, what happens is, it's basically a professor talking to you the way I am right now. So I personally feel like I I understood physiology better with a pictorial representation of things, and that's when osmosis came in handy, because in osmosis they draw things and they show you what happens. So things like physiology made a lot more sense after watching osmosis, because I was actually able to see and visualize what exactly happens when a heart muscle is contracting, like what moves where and different parts of the cardiac cycle, and all of that just made a lot more sense. What I did was I used to watch Kaplan, and then if there's something that still did not make sense, I'd go to osmosis and I'd check out the video on that particular topic in order to understand it better. And it was also like a nice review, because you would have understood things in a particular way, but when you see it, it makes the whole thing much more clear. Osmosis also offers flashcards and quizzes that will help you reinforce whatever you've learned. Dirty Medicine is an amazing YouTube channel. All the videos are for free. I highly recommend the High Yield Images playlist. So basically, that's a collection of super short videos. They review all the important images for the USMLE. These include radiological scans, histology, as well as gross anatomy. And they also tell you all the buzzwords associated with each of them. And I feel like this playlist is amazing. I didn't use Divine Intervention podcasts for USMLE Step 1, but the ethics and communication style questions are covered really well in them. I have an entire video for the important episodes with their respective durations, and another free resource for the USMLE is my YouTube channel. I have videos on different topics, a question on UWorld, what are you supposed to look for in order to get to the right diagnosis, and all the small information that you tend to forget. I cover all of that in my videos. I have an entire playlist called Rapid Review for the USMLE Step 1, and I teach all of that with questions so that you remember that better. Because see, if I'm going to tell you a fact, you're probably going to remember it and then forget it in a while. But if you've learned that fact by solving a question, there's a higher chance for you to remember it. So that's why all my videos include questions. So that's about it. Let me know in the comments what your favorite resource is, and make sure you enter the giveaway. If you want more videos like this, do subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.